From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the News at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Wawodo.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, irate residents of Kapam community in Kaduna State, mostly women, lay siege at the entrance of the Kaduna refinery over alleged pollution of the environment due to operational activities at the refinery. Nigeria and the European Union to collaborate in ending challenges of malnutrition and other humanitarian issues arising from banditry and conflicts across the country. And crisis deepens as the Labour Party faces more leadership challenges, now extending to state chapters. Kaduna State LP declares support for Abure-led administration.
On business news tonight, federal government signs agreement with some private firms to supply and install over 1.4 million smart meters across the nation.
On sports news tonight, Napoli and Super Eagles forward transfer drama continues as the Serie A side are asking for more money from Saudi Arabia side Al Ahly for the Nigerian international.
And from Abuja, the nation's capital, diphtheria kills 10 children as 60 others are diagnosed with the disease in Kano State.
And in international news from London, US Vice President Kamala Harris has defended changing her mind on key issues in her first interview since entering the presidential race.
Of Kapam community in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State have staged a protest against the alleged environmental pollution of their farms and community by the Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical Company. The protesters, mostly women, say that the chemical released by the Kaduna Refinery 3 days ago devastated their farms, causing death for their animals, and also affected the health of residents, mainly children and women. They are now demanding that the federal government and the management of the refinery take immediate action to address the environmental hazard posed by their operations. Residents of Kapam community in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State protesting alleged environmental pollution of their farms and community by the Kaduna Refinery and the Petrochemical Company. The 50-year-old relationship between the community and the company is turning sour as a result of the allegation. Bearing placards with various inscriptions, the protesters, mostly women, blocked the main gate of the Kaduna Refinery to register their concerns.
Look at our crops, dead. People are dying gradually. This is the first time this kind of chemical will be released here. It has never been released like this before. So we want them to please find solutions to this and come to our aid.
I've been in this community since 1987, but this is the first time we are seeing all these type of things. And this company, they are not even trying to do us anything to show concern. Our children, every time we have been going into hospital, every time, all the small money we get, we'll be going to hospital. We don't know that it's from this company. This is their hazard that they are giving us.
The residents claim that chemical spillage from the refinery affected their farmland and livelihood as they accuse the company of failing to implement the necessary safety measures.
Just about 3 days ago, whether they release the gas or the gas escape, because according to them, they say the gas escape. So this thing just came down, destroy all the farm.
However, the refinery says it is taking stock of the impact of the situation with a promise to address the situation.
I see with my eyes, there's no problem. We are going to find a solution. They have been our neighbor for over 50 years. NFPs have been running for 50 years. What they are complaining, we have never experienced it, but it's happened. Maybe it's an accident. We are going to find a better way to find a solution because they are even our security. When they are here, nobody will attack our facility.
The residents are demanding compensation for the impact of the alleged pollution in their community.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for the strengthening of relations between Nigeria and the European Union, especially to help address malnutrition and other humanitarian challenges in the country. He made the call when he received members and delegates at the State House in Abuja by the outgoing European Union ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Samuela Isopi. The Vice President expressed Nigeria's appreciation for the EU's support, noting that there is a need for continued collaboration between both partners.
The head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria, Ambassador Samuela Isopi, is meeting Vice President Kashim Shettima as she officially rounds up her diplomatic service in the country.
Ambassador Samuela Isopi.
Thank you.
The Vice President expresses Nigeria's appreciation for the EU support, noting there is a need for continued collaboration between the two partners.
Trade between our two entities, as terrible as last year was, it hovered in the neighborhood of 24.6 billion euros. And it will continue to grow because at the risk of sounding immodest, wherever Nigeria goes, that's where Africa goes. It's the largest economy on the continent, it's the most populous nation in the continent, and by 2050, it's projected to be the third most populous nation on earth. Will surpass the United States.
After 3 years of service in Nigeria, Ambassador Isopi is confident of the future of the EU-Nigeria relations in the areas of security, education, health, and manufacturing.
We will continue to look at ways to support government efforts in the northwest of the country, including through humanitarian assistance whenever needed, and including through new development actions, in addition to the education and health programs we are already working on. We are very active, and on this we work also with your office on energy. The position of the European Union is to invest on renewable energy, something Nigeria is particularly rich of. Agriculture, especially in the north, supporting key value chains, because of course we know that it's through creating jobs for the youth that we can also indirectly help address security issues.
A new EU ambassador to Nigeria is expected to report any moment, and the federal government is hoping for stronger ties between Nigeria and the European Union. From the presidential villa, Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
The Deputy Governor of Niger State, Mr. Yakubu Garba, has announced that the Military High Command is currently investigating the recent security challenges in Alawa community in Shiroro local government area of the state. The military is also considering reopening a base in the troubled community and its surrounding areas. The acting governor made the statement at the government house in Minna after receiving relief items, mainly food supplies, from the lawmaker representing Niger East Senatorial District, Senator Mohammed Sani Musa. Mr. Garba explains that the move is possibly to reopen the military base, and it is aimed at strengthening and enhancing security in the area, which has been the target of frequent bandit attacks. He adds that calm has since returned to Barkuta community in Boso local government area of the state, following communal crisis between farmers and herders, which claimed the life of several persons.
I appealed for the military to return back to Alawa, and by specifically Alawa, because I want to clear something. Across all local government, including Shiroro, military presence are there. It is only in Alawa that the military would draw, which we say is strategic. When you have strategic, you don't need to go further. It is something that actually has to do with the mode of operation of those organizations. And God's willing, whatsoever is there, the military are doing everything humanly possible to assess the situation and see whether it is right for them to come back. But if we, as civilians, and as a chief executive deputy to Mr. Governor, our appealing is for them to come back so that we can synergize and see how we can eradicate the situation.
The former deputy chairman of Labour Party, Mr. Callistus Okafor, is opposed to the proposed stakeholders meeting put together by the party's presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, and the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Otti, to find a solution to the crisis in the party. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the former Labour Party deputy chairman insists that Governor Otti and Mr. Peter Obi lack the constitutional rights to convene such meetings without approval of the Labour Party's National Executive Council led by him. Mr. Okafor also describes the barrister Julius Abure-led executive committee of the party as illegal, insisting that the tenure of Abure-led committee ended in June this year.
Purported Labour Party extended stakeholders meeting. The governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Otti, and the presidential candidate of the party in the 2023 general election, Mr. Peter Obi, have no constitutional power to call for a stakeholders meeting without the approval of the party's executive, which is presided by my very self, Callistus Okafor. It is a well-known fact that the illegal tenure of Julius Abure ended on the 27th June 2024. It is criminal deception for Abure to fraudulently parade himself as the chairman of Labour Party when he knows that he no longer enjoys privileges under the law. In the light of the above, any meeting called by persons outside the consent judgment is null and void. This is a clear indication that both Dr. Alex Otti, the governor of Abia State, and Mr. Peter Obi want to hijack the machinery of the party for their personal gain, especially Peter Obi, who desperately wants to use the party for measure. We will resist any person or group who wants to use the party for his or her selfish gain.
Amid the leadership crisis rocking the Labour Party, the Kaduna State chapter of the party has declared its support for the national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, and the National Working Committee, with a warning to members against engaging in anti-party activities capable of destabilizing the party. In a statement signed by the Kaduna State Labour Party chairman, Awal Tafoki, and the secretary, Bulus Maismari, alleged that some selfish individuals and a suspended member of the party are trying everything possible to pocket party affairs using their influence. They, however, asked the Labour Party members to remain committed to the party's ideals and leadership ahead of the forthcoming local government elections in Kaduna State. The Kaduna Labour Party officials also appealed to the Dr. Alex Otti, who is the party's elected governor, to use his office to unite the party, saying that the 23 Labour Party local government chairmen in Kaduna State are strongly behind Barrister Abure's led national leadership of the party, who they believe has what it takes to move the party forward ahead of elections in 2027. And let's move to judiciary matters now. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been ordered by an Abuja High Court presided over by Justice Adamu to recognize Mr. Chris Imole as the national chairman of the Accord Party, pending the hearing and the determination of a suit filed by him and 12 other officials of the party against Mr. Maxwell Mbudem and 13 others. A ruling on the motion ex parte argued by Mr. Christopher Okonkwo, counsel to the applicants, the court ordered the defendants to stop parading themselves as National Executive Committee of the Accord Party, pending the determination of the substantive suit before the court. The court also restrained the defendants from conducting any state, local government congress of the Accord Party. Listed as defendants in the suit, Mr. Maxwell Mbudem, INEC, the Inspector General of Police, Department of State Services, and 10 others. Hearing has now been fixed for 2nd of September 2024. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has fixed September the 5th to hear pending applications in a suit filed by a aggrieved shareholder, Tahir Farosho Ismaila, against FBN Holdings. Vacation Judge Justice Dainde Dikweolu fixed the date after parties agreed that there was a need to respond to some of the pending applications. Counsel to the FBN Holdings, MB Ganiyu, told the court that the respondents had filed an affidavit indicating that they had cancelled the 12th annual general meeting, and as such, the suit had become an academic exercise. Counsel to the aggrieved shareholder, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Professor Taiwo Osipita, also responded, saying that he had just been served a copy of the affidavit and requested an adjournment to enable him consult with his client so he could respond appropriately. The senior advocate also faulted the mode of appearance of the respondent to the suit. At the last sitting in court, the vacation judge at the time, Justice Akitayo Aluko, had restated his order putting the 12th AGM of FBN Holdings on hold until the hearing and determination of the motion and notice filed by the aggrieved shareholder, Tahir Folorunsho Ismaila. Part 2 after the break, WSIJ and BUA Cement, BUA Cement PLC holds 8th annual general meeting, records net revenue for 460 billion naira in the year 2023. Please join us again.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy Promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's Global Bank.
Eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Enjoy the deliciously rich taste of Cremella Crema.
Or any other choice of meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even between meals.
It's hard to resist the deliciously rich taste of Cremella. Cremella, a taste that's hard to resist.
Our state one better. Our state one better. If you vote Akpata, if you go to Labour,
oh yes, so the time don't come for Edo State to better as the people are ready to vote Olumide Akpata as the next governor of Edo State because now he be their choice and the person where Peter Obi choose to support for this Edo State election where go fit do all the better work where Peter Obi get for mind. He believes say as Labour Party don't get governor where do well for Abia State. If Labour Party also win for Edo State on those state election where they come, so this go help Peter Obi get the structure to win people of Edo State. Make we come out on election day to vote Labour Party. Remember say if you vote Olumide Akpata as governor of Edo State, now Peter Obi you also they vote it. Labour Party, bam!
If you vote to Labour,
dreams stretching beyond horizons, ambitions that know no bounds. Become reality. We drive seamless, secured, local and borderless transactions for growth-focused businesses. For enterprises advancing, making global impact and leading innovation, BudPay offers sustainable payment partnerships. From startups to relentless achievers, we're empowering entrepreneurs to turn bold visions into a global reality. With BudPay, the world is your marketplace. Join us on our journey to a borderless tomorrow.
What happened to the truth? Beverage companies just want your money, not honesty. They make sugary drinks look fun, but watch out. Sailor characters hide the health problems and sugar addiction. Don't be fooled. These sugary drinks can hurt you. That's not sweetness, it's sneaky.
From July 29, 2024 to September 4th, 2024, FCMB is offering for subscription a total of 15,197,289,219 ordinary shares of 50 kobo at 7 naira 30 kobo per share. To invest, log in to the FCMB mobile app and click on the public offer link, or log in to www.fcmbgroup.com or visit the nearest FCMB branch to pick the subscription form from July 29th to September 4th, 2024. FCMB, there's a share for you.
It's not just soap. It's the refreshing feeling that puts you in charge. Premier Cool.
Ready up your cool.
It's not just soap. It's the refreshing feeling that puts you in charge. Premier Cool.
Ready up your cool.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live on Channels Television from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Irate residents of Kapam community in Kaduna State, mostly women, lay siege at the entrance of the Kaduna refinery over alleged pollution of the environment due to operational activities. Nigeria and the European Union to collaborate in ending challenges of malnutrition and other humanitarian issues arising from banditry and conflicts across the country. And crisis deepens as Labour Party faces more leadership challenges, now extending to state chapters. Kaduna State LP declares support for Abure-led NWC. And U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris defends changing her mind on key issues in her first interview since entering the presidential race. One of Nigeria's leading cement producers, BUA Cement PLC, says it recorded a total net revenue of 460 billion naira in the year 2023, which is a 27.4% increase from the previous year's revenue of 361 billion naira. The chairman of BUA Cement PLC, Mr. Abdulsamad Rabiu, made this disclosure during the company's 8th annual general meeting in Abuja. He also disclosed that the company is establishing a mini LNG plant to save the cost of production of cement. Our correspondent Kobi Aboluwade reports.
Please take your seat.
Top cement producer in Nigeria, BUA Cement PLC, convenes its 8th annual general meeting with the chairman of the company leading other members of the management team and shareholders to the meeting. As of December 31st, 2023, BUA Cement recorded a total net revenue of 460 billion naira, a 27.5% increase from its previous year. Also, a 61.2% increase on its capital utilization from 59.8% in 2022.
To minimize disruptions,
This feat and other achievements is lauded by the chairman, who set an even higher target for 2025.
We must achieve, God willing, at least 9 million tons by the end of this year. But for next year, we must achieve a minimum of 10 to 11 million tons next year. We are setting up our own mini LNG project, which should be completed next year.
The chairman further disclosed plans to expand the company's reach to meet market demand and gives reasons for the revision of the initial subsidized cement price of 3,500 naira.
Our energy today is denominated in dollars. We buy gas from NNPC and others. And the gas we buy is priced in dollars. It's just that we pay in naira, but it's priced in dollars. So there's no way, we can maintain prices of Abia last year when the exchange rate has changed. We had a meeting just yesterday with the management. We are making efforts. We have just ordered for 400 new trucks, which will be delivered soon.
Top on the agenda of the meeting is the ratification of appointments, remuneration of external auditors, and the re-election of the chairman and other board members. All these were done through an electronic voting process. The management team believes that the successes achieved in 2023 serves as an impetus for the company to work harder to remain a leading cement producer in the country.
Following recent reports of fatal road clashes in some parts of the country, the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Shehu Mohammed, is now asking Nigerians to collaborate with the FRSC in observing road safety rules and cautioning erring drivers in order to minimize crashes, injuries, and death on roads. The Corps Marshal, who paid a courtesy call to Channels Television's headquarters in Lagos, where he was welcomed by top management staff, says the Corps will launch a mobile app to improve road safety management in Nigeria. It further warns road motorists and road users to desist from overspeeding and overloading of vehicles.
The road is not made only for the motorists. It is for every road user, and every road user in Nigeria is entitled to free flow of traffic, free flow of moving from one destination to another. So we are calling on all Nigerians to support FRC, to support the crusade so that Nigeria will be safe. The road traffic crashes that are happening in the country will reduce so that the economy, the corporate image of Nigeria will also come up. The FRC mobile app is just like any other application that can be downloaded on Android phone and any other phone that can take up applications. And the idea is to assist the motoring public to have a better use of the highway, and as said earlier, to reduce road traffic crashes and also improve on the response time on accident scene. The functionality of that app is that it takes all the processes, services, and products that FRC have. One beauty aspect of it that we always cherish, and I'm sure the public are going to cherish, is the eyewitness report. You can use it to take picture of either an accident scene or our operation enforcement staff that are on the road. If they are making any patrol misconduct and whatever, you can take the picture and send it to our motoring unit in the office online real time so that we can take action.
From infrastructure, we'll turn our attention to health as we head over to Abuja studios now, where Victoria Longjohn is standing by. Hello, Victoria.
Hello, Anne. 10 children have been confirmed dead as 60 people are diagnosed with diphtheria cases in Kano State, northwest Nigeria. The Commissioner of Health, who confirmed this to Channels Television, says the state recorded over 27,000 suspected cases across the state. According to him, poor immunization during the previous administration is one of the contributing factors to the recent surge in the state.
The last 7 days, we recorded 10 mortalities. The number of persons that died from the suspected disease are 10. Unlike what I'm seeing in social media, this is a situation in Kano. And let me please use this opportunity to still remind the public, the general public, that it is an airborne disease. That's a disease that you can inhale just from the air by sitting close to a person who is a carrier, even if he's not symptomatic, or is symptomatic, mild symptoms that was not admitted. By the mere sitting in the same room with him, he sneezes, he coughs, he spits, you can inhale the microbes, and you can develop the disease. You can become a victim. So I want to use this opportunity to call on the public to, one, avoid unnecessary crowds, especially closed door meetings, closed door gatherings that are necessary. Please avoid this. If you must attend, please use face masks to make sure that you do not inhale the microbes. Secondly, observe very good hygiene. Regular washing of your hands, especially after shaking many people. Go and wash your hands with soap and water. Thirdly, any suspected patient should please be taken to hospitals immediately. Let the hospital tell you it's not diphtheria, then you take you home.
And the British government has awarded 82 Nigerians the prestigious Chevening and Commonwealth scholarships to study a wide range of master's degrees and PhD programs in the UK in 2024. Speaking at the farewell ceremony, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Richard Montgomery, challenged the participants to aim for excellence in their studies and be great ambassadors for Nigeria in the UK. This farewell ceremony at the residence of the British High Commissioner to Nigeria is for the 82 successful cohorts of the Chevening and Commonwealth scholarships sponsored by the UK government. Chevening scholarships are awarded to individuals from all backgrounds who demonstrate commitment and skills required to become future leaders.
And thank you again to Richard.
The scholarship offers full financial support for scholars to study for any eligible master's degree in UK universities while gaining access to a variety of exclusive academic, professional and cultural experiences.
I hope you really enjoy your time in the United Kingdom. I hope you network and you develop professionally and personally, that you do the volunteering that Chevening offers to you, that you build lasting relationships with your cohort at your university and more widely, and that you can realise your passion for your ideas. And
resist the temptation to see Chevening as just a way to get your masters. It's much more than that. You will be happier. You will achieve greater things if you see it as a call to service.
The British High Commissioner to Nigeria speaks on the program's inclusivity and the transformative potential for successful applicants.
What we'd really like to see is that the Chevening scholars and the Commonwealth scholars, they invest in themselves as a peer group, they invest in the alumni associations, that they build their network as well as their academic credentials. But we also want them to be great ambassadors for this country, for Nigeria in the UK. And hopefully they come back, they understand the UK better, and they can be part of the very strong people-to-people links between our countries.
For these scholars, it is an opportunity to build on skills and contribute to nation building.
My work basically is how to develop initiatives and strategies to address the issues in the media. But most especially is how the media can become a powerful tool in holding government accountable and demanding for gender equity in Nigeria.
To return back to reprise my role I currently play as a first line or front line physician, and also to strengthen Nigeria's healthcare research landscape, basically trying to devote and disseminate the skills that I have, try as much as possible to use mentorship programs for Nigerians and also other persons who are aspiring to pursue postgraduate programs in other countries like the United Kingdom.
So far, over 4,000 Nigerians have benefited from the Chevening and Commonwealth scholarships. Since the program started in 1983, over 57,000 professionals have had the opportunity to take their careers to the next level through Chevening. Now, still ahead on the news at 10, federal government signs agreement with some private firms to supply and install over 1.4 million smart meters across Nigeria. That's some business news. Join us again.
Here's a card when no go give you stress at all. Zero waiting, zero queue. First bank is Petra card. Here's a card when no go give you wahala. Zero trouble now for you. First bank is tell off it's tell off it's spoiler. Who won't break them? Where Women not the way. Swipe they go, you know the way. Veteran card with the sweet body. Veteran card with no the shape person. Put you first again. First banking veteran card we put you first again. Generate your virtual card we put you first again. First banking virtual card we put you first again. Just generate your virtual card.
It's easy. Cream of cereal and
Enjoy the deliciously rich taste of Cremella Crema.
or any other choice of meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even between meals.
It's hard to resist the deliciously rich taste of Cremella. Cremella, a taste that's hard to resist.
The Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to reverse medical tourism. We take particular care here at the Duchess to bring together a combination of the brightest and the best locally, as well as Nigerians in the diaspora who are interested in returning to do very good work for the benefit of our patients here in this country.
The good thing is that we have all international expertise here, all international facilities here, international people working here. Everything is coming together in a space which was considered not great in terms of the availability of healthcare.
Access Bank, of course, has been able to provide us with a robust range of products and services that has enabled us to deliver that standard and quality of healthcare that is integral to our mission as an organization.
This is the story of how TomTom gave me confidence.
You left so many words unsaid.
How will I face this crowd? With TomTom, no Lily. Let's do this.
Stay confident and stay focused. Breathe for it with TomTom.
A good investment opportunity is here, and you can now own shares in Zenith Bank PLC. The rights issue to existing shareholders at just 36 naira, and the public offer for new investors at only 36 naira 50 kobo. Invest in Zenith Bank PLC shares today by visiting www.zenithbank.com/2024 offer. The offer is open from August 1st to September 9th, 2024. Invest in value. Invest in Zenith.
Hey you are a target. Flip to the next page, shall we? Beverage companies claim sugary drinks are refreshing and fun. They show fun but hide how it can make you sick. Sugary drinks cause heart disease and diabetes, slowly stopping your heart. That's not a treat, it's a threat.
Welcome back to the news at 10. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command says efforts are being made to rescue the wife and children of a resident of Ushafa community in Buari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory who was killed by bandits. The man was killed when bandits invaded his residence on Thursday night. The invaders were said to have kidnapped the deceased wife and children. The FCT Police Public Relations Officer, Josephine Ade, who confirmed the incident, says the police are on top of the situation. Ushafa is one of the communities in Buari Area Council that have come under attack in recent times. And that's it from Abuja. It's now back to you, Anne, for the rest of the news at 10.
Thank you very much, Victoria. And now to other stories. The northwestern part of Nigeria takes the lead and is ahead of the country's southwest in prominence of women leadership positions of media organizations, while women are behind in the authorship and presentation of news across media organizations in the country. And these are some of the findings from the recent report of the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism on gender parity between men and women in leadership of newsrooms, presented today to the management and staff of Channels Television. In the last 1 month, the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism has been on a house-to-house engagement with the media across traditional and online platforms to present its findings on the number of women leading newsrooms and the need for more visibility for women at the leadership table.
You're all welcome to Channels Television. Thank you so much.
Its next stop is here at Channels Television, and members of the WSCIJ team have been received by senior members of management and editorial staff. Leading the team, founder of the center and publisher of Premium Times newspaper, Mr. Dakpo Olorunyomi, argues that if journalism must serve the purpose of democracy, it must help drive its core values of diversity and inclusion by being accountable in those areas itself.
We have to be pursuing or promoting certain key values. One of the values is the value of human rights, because it's the ancient ladder, it's the platform upon which we do the work that we do. But at the heart of human rights itself is gender rights.
Presenting their findings made over a 10-year period, the executive director of the center, Mrs. Motunrayo Alaka, said some of the factors identified as inhibitions to women climbing the leadership ladder include access and abuse.
Access to funds, the money to be able to be independent, access to political power, and then issues of abuse as they have to do with sexual and gender-based violence, widowhood practices that are not favorable to women. At media career level, you still have quite a number of women, so head of desk, managers, mid-level managers, a lot of women. But between that time and the C-suite, something happens. And the women literally disappear from the newsroom and even other sectors.
Responding on behalf of the Channels Media Group, the General Manager, Channels Academy, Mr. Kingsley Uranta, told members of the team that they have come to an equal opportunity organization where more women hold leadership positions than their male counterparts.
It's important for me to state that here we have even more women in leadership position than their male counterparts. So we are partners in progress with your center as far as equal opportunity in workplace is concerned, particularly in the newsroom. So it's sort of preaching to the converted.
The Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism is one of the leading not-for-profit organizations in the vanguard of training and capacity building for journalists in Nigeria. Let's find out the latest development in the electricity sector, and Dominic Uwe is standing by to take us through the world of business.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Anne. Welcome to Business News. The federal government, through the Bureau of Public Enterprise, BPE, and electricity distribution companies, has signed to supply and install 1,437,500 smart meters across the country. The managing director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Sule Abdulaziz, who made this known in a statement, says the agreement was formalized during a ceremony at the BPE headquarters in Abuja. He explained that the project is part of the distribution sector's recovery program funded by the World Bank's $500 million facility through the Investment Project Finance Arrangement. The TCN boss hailed the project as a critical move towards addressing Nigeria's significant meter shortfall, estimated at 7.1 million units. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, says it is seeking reputable companies to operate and maintain two key refineries in the country, the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company and the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company. In a statement posted on its official X handle on Friday, the NNPC Limited explained that this initiative is part of its strategy to ensure the reliability and sustainability of these refineries, which are critical to meeting Nigeria's fuel supply and energy security obligations. The state oil company emphasized that eligible bidders must fill out and submit mandatory details through a specified online link by midnight on Thursday, 12th September 2024, to make their formal submissions. And back home to the stock market, which ended the last trading day of August with some gains. Ini John Mekwa has the details.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Report, where we're retaining the color green. So it's a green Friday, and it's thanks to the figures. Well, not all of them. Just FBN Holding, we see up 2.27%. UBA looking even much better, 4.79%. GTCO had a loss on it. Access is unchanged, but Zenith Bank, we see after about 2 sessions of gains, it's down today. And then we look at the sectors. Of course, banking will be up with those giants gaining at the close of Friday's trade. So we see banking up more than 1%. Consumer goods is on the flip side. Profit taking on Dangote Sugar did this to that counter. But oil and gas is actually the counter of interest at this time, especially when you look at O&O. It's been surging for days now. Japan Gold has recovered from Thursday's losses. So it's up 2.50%. At the close of trade, the market gained 99 billion naira, and the market cap, well, it's still around 55.477 trillion naira, and 0.18% on the oil share index to take it to 96,579.54. Maybe not too much of a gain, but to the victory of the bull.
Now let's find out how major global markets ended the last trading day of August.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial star 894 hash now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Dominic. Still on the news at 10, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris defends changing her mind on key issues in her first interview since entering the presidential race. Please stay with us.
Starting July 29th, 2024 to September 4th, 2024, FCMB is offering for subscription a total of 15,197,289,219 ordinary shares of 50 kobo at 7 naira 30 kobo per share. To invest, log in to the FCMB mobile app and click on the public offer link, or log in to www.fcmbgroup.com or visit the nearest FCMB branch to pick the subscription form from July 29th to September 4th, 2024. FCMB. There's a share for you.
Choose your side. Now Olumide Apata Oludi. See as we dey like beans and rice. Edo people, I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my time forever. Time to you, my people. Even if the road is rough, I know mine. Cause together we shall stand.
My people, if we all come out on election day and vote Olumide Osaigovu Akpata Unagai as governor of Edo State and Alhaji Asamakadiri as deputy governor to change our story and bring better life for we and our pikin them. Vote Labour Party, a party for Mama, Papa and Pikin. Oludi, confirm. Now you be our guy. Labour Party. Forward ever.
Life is full of wahala, but with InDrive, you can take a ride at your price. Choose a top-rated driver and fill your life with feelings, passions, music. Because life is more than daily wahala. InDrive. Choose a fair price for your ride.
Ovaltine now comes in a new look with same great taste. Ovaltine multi-chocolate goodness, enriched with calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Welcome back. Outside our shores, President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the commander of Ukraine's Air Force, Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshchuk, amid debate over the destruction of one of the country's valuable new F-16 fighter jets. Mr. Zelensky did not give any reason for this dismissal, but he says it was his responsibility to take care of all the country's warriors. Here's Simon Puse with other international news and around the world in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. US Vice President Kamala Harris has defended changing her mind on key issues in her first interview since entering the presidential race.
How should voters look at some of the changes that you've made?
The Democratic nominee was pressed on why her policies on immigration and climate have changed since she ran for president in 2019. Ms. Harris was under pressure to finally face questions, but she shared the 27-minute pre-recorded interview with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
The most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values do not change.
Her Republican opponent Donald Trump used a single word in his review after it concluded. Boring, he wrote on his social media site, Truth Social. The World Health Organization has said Israel has agreed to a series of humanitarian pauses in Gaza to allow for the vaccination of children against polio. The campaign will aim to vaccinate around 640,000 children across the Gaza Strip and will begin on Sunday. It will be rolled out in 3 separate stages across the central, south and northern parts of the Strip. During each stage, fighting will pause for 3 consecutive days between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. local time. The agreement comes days after UN officials said a 10-month-old baby had been partially paralyzed after contracting Gaza's first case of polio for 25 years.
We call on all parties to pause, of course, the fighting to allow children and families to safely access health facilities and community health outreach workers to get the children who cannot access health facilities for polio vaccination.
A Ukrainian military Source 1 of the F-16 fighter jets sent from NATO allies to Ukraine has been destroyed. The aircraft went down amid a barrage of Russian missiles on Monday, killing pilot Oleksiy Mes, Ukrainian's military said. It marks the first loss of its kind since the planes were delivered earlier this month. The cause of the crash was not a direct result of an enemy missile strike, the Ukrainian military claims. It said the pilots destroyed 3 cruise missiles and 1 drone in Russia's largest aerial attack to date. Germany says it has carried out its first deportation of convicted Afghan offenders since the return of the Taliban to power in Afghanistan 3 years ago. The flight came a week after 3 people were fatally stabbed at a street festival in the western town of Solingen. The killings shocked Germany and sparked an intense debate over asylum rules. When it emerged, the main suspect was a 26-year-old Syrian refugee facing deportation. An Afghan man was detained after another deadly attack in May. The government in Berlin has already announced a series of measures ahead of elections on Sunday in eastern Germany, where the far-right Alternative for Germany is riding high in the polls. Devastating floods triggered by heavy rainfall and the collapse of 3 dams in the Malhan district of Al-Mawit province in Yemen have caused widespread destruction and left 41 people dead or missing. According to the UNFPA, 24 people have been confirmed dead while 17 others remain missing. The floods have completely destroyed 40 homes and damaged approximately 230 others, impacting around 1,020 families. X, formerly known as Twitter, has said it expects to be blocked in Brazil after failing to meet a deadline to name a new legal representative for the company. The social media network closed its office in the country earlier this month, saying its representative had been threatened with arrest if she did not comply with orders it described as censorship. The months-long row began with Supreme Court Judge Alexandre de Moraes in April ordering the suspension of dozens of X accounts for allegedly spreading disinformation. X owner Elon Musk has threatened to reactivate the accounts and has described Justice Moraes as a tyrant and a dictator. And New Zealand's Maori king, Tueti, has died peacefully on Friday at the age of 69. He'd been recovering from heart surgery, according to a spokesperson, and his death came just days after he celebrated the 18th anniversary of his coronation. Local media say he'd been taken to his home meeting place. His funeral rites are expected to last at least 5 days. The movement to establish a Maori monarch, or King Itanga, began in 1858 in an attempt to unite the indigenous tribes of New Zealand under a single leader to strengthen their resistance to colonialism. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel's studios in Lagos.
Thank you, Simon. Welcome to Sports News. There is now a new twist to the announcement of German coach Bruno Labbadia as head coach of the Super Eagles by the Nigeria Football Federation. Just this evening, the NFF says stringent regulations of German tax authorities has put a halt to the agreement between the federation and the coach. President of the Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, says the football house have been on the tax issues for the past 3 days, and the NFF is not willing to offset the concomitant tax percentage on a salary that will be demanded by German tax authorities. Following the new development, Technical Director of the Nigeria Football Federation, Coach Augustine Eguavoin, will now take charge of the Super Eagles for the upcoming 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Now, despite report earlier today that Saudi Arabia's club side Al Ahly have agreed a fee in the region of £67 million for Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen with Napoli, there now appears to be a new development as the Serie A club is now asking for more money from Al Ahly, who are unhappy because the goalposts of the deal have been changed and are standing firm on their original offer. Our Saudi Arabia transfer window remains open until Monday. With the Euro transfer closing at 12 a.m., it is still unclear if Chelsea will meet the wage structure and Osimhen's demand. Team Nigeria's Eniola Bolaji has continued her winning streak in the para-badminton at the ongoing Paralympics in Paris. She defeated Australia's Celine Aurelia 2-0 earlier today in Group B to advance to the quarterfinal. Meanwhile, her compatriot Jeremiah Nana lost his second match to Indonesia's Freddy Sechwana. Iran's sitting volleyball team, which includes giant legend Morteza Melzad, successfully starts its bid for another gold medal at Paralympics, beating Ukraine 3-0 in the preliminary round. Iran have won 3 of the last 4 titles and a grand total of 7 gold. And pistol shooter John Jo-doo was on target for South Korea's first gold medal of the Paris Paralympics earlier today, winning the men's 10-meter air pistol title. Jo scored 237.4 points for the gold, hours after Lee Yeon-ri won silver in the women's 10-meter air rifle event for South Korea's first medal of the competition.
Thank you, Chris. And the main news again. Irate residents of Kapam community in Kaduna State today laid siege at the entrance of the Kaduna refinery over alleged pollution of the environment due to operational activities. We also told you that Nigeria and the EU have agreed to collaborate in ending challenges of malnutrition and other humanitarian issues arising from banditry and conflicts across the country. And U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris defends changing her mind on key issues in her first interview since entering the presidential race. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Mwawado. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.